Hi guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to talk about the Dunning-Kruger Effect. I have been delaying this topic just because there were some things I needed to kind of fill out first on the channel and see if it was actually worth us talking about sooner than later. So we're gonna delve into a little bit of that. I will finish it out next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna bring up some things that I think might be helpful to you in regards to the Dunning-Kruger Effect. So let's just go ahead and get started, okay guys? The Dunning-Kruger Effect. I'm gonna put it right over here so that you'll be able to see it. It was actually developed, it's a theory developed by two psychologists. And the two psychologists, they're interesting. They saw a phenomenon in which people tended to rate themselves and their ability and their talents as being way more superior than they actually are. Okay, so the Dunning-Kruger effect was created to describe people who elevate themselves at a certain level when they should not at all, right? They assess themselves, their abilities, their thoughts, their ideas, all of that to be much more superior and much more higher ranked than it actually is, okay? And I'm sure you can think of some people who fit this description. But the number one category that fits the Dunning-Kruger effect would be narcissism, okay? Narcissism is basically a personality trait or a personality. It used to be a personality disorder, right? But it's a personality trait, personality disorder, if you will, that basically is characteristic of individuals who really have an internal need for validation, right? They have this need to be way more superior and way more important and way more together than they actually are. I actually like to call it blind syndrome because they can't see themselves. They can't see everybody else, right? They live in a false world, a false fantasy of superiority. Okay, and I'm sure there are some people in some categories that you can think of, but I have here listed on my list a couple of things that I want to touch base on next Wednesday when we finish out this topic is culture and ethnicity. How does the cognitive bias of superiority affect human beings in terms of culture and ethnicity, work and labor, relationships, and personality? And so I want to touch on a couple of those things next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that video because I think the Dunning-Kruger effect can help us understand how we have been as a human race, how we have been psychologically and emotionally affected by other people, other groups, other ethnicities, other categories in our society, socioeconomic statuses, how we've been affected by their belief that they are superior when they actually are not. So what I have here is a definition of the Dunning-Kruger effect is this, and I'm going to read it to you. It's a cognitive bias in which people of low ability have illusory superiority. They have illusory superiority, okay? And they mistakenly assess their cognitive ability to be higher than it actually is. There's a lot of people and a lot of groups and a lot of categories that I could assign DKE to, the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's a powerful phenomenon because not only does it characterize narcissism, but it kind of also characterizes sociopathy. And sociopathy is another personality trait or another personality disorder that characterizes an individual who has a cognitive bias, right? They believe that they are somewhere that they actually are not. They believe they are better than they actually are. They believe they're smarter than they actually are. They believe they're more calculating. They believe they're more intuitive than they actually are. The problem is that they aren't. And so they end up either tripping themselves up. They end up either creating a travesty in their relationships, right? There's a breakdown in communication. There's this perpetual misstepping in relationships and in partnerships, right? There's this mismanagement of other people's emotions and other people's views and perceptions and belief systems, right? There's a mismanagement of values and ethics in the person. But for some reason, and psychology calls it a cognitive bias, for some reason, this person or this group of people believe that they're more superior than they actually are. So we're gonna jump into this a little bit more. If you guys have questions about this, please post it down in the comment section below. I think you're gonna find this topic pretty interesting. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what your questions are. Let me know what you want me to focus on with this topic, because actually we can continue this topic for many videos. But I'm actually just going to touch on next week, once again, culture and ethnicity, work and labor, relationships and personality. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about next time. All right, guys, thanks so much for being with me today in this introductory video. I encourage you to give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. I also encourage you to hit the subscribe button. That way you can stay tuned when I have new videos to post. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, guys, I wish you all the best, and make sure you catch my question, which is about relationships and how to let go. There was a person who had posted a question on my website, and so I answered it with a video, and it came out today as well. So you guys have 2 videos to watch today. All right, guys, I'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.